Wunder Werken knitting podcast. I would like to catch up with you today for a regular podcast episode. So I got a lot of knitting done in the last days, on the last week, and I think it might be a good idea to film now, because then I can skip the part where I only have finished objects in the next episode. So I love to see the progress on other knitters podcasts. So to show you the progress, I have to film while I'm knitting on the project. I am wearing today my porcelain sweater by Lena Holme Samsø. It's a porcelain damask sweater, so the porcelain pattern is made with pole stitches, but I need to free myself because it's too warm. But I made this one of one strand of Isaiah mohair, silk mohair, and one strand of Tunpergund. I don't know the colorways, but it's all in my Ravelry. Yes, I'm not sure because the last one was my holiday vlog kind of video. So I have one finished object. I will get it. Wait a minute. This finished object are my I filmed my autumn knitting plan video because I thought, I have talked about this sock, but only about the pattern. So these are my pressed flower socks. It's a pattern by A.B. Christophers, and it's a sock pattern for these. She has some, sorry for the light, I think it's because there is a cloud at the moment. She has some different patterns with these pressed flowers motif, and this was the sock pattern. It's in fingering weight. I used the main color, a color by Ficolana Arvetta, and the contrast color, so the color fading yarn, was or is a Zauberball by Schoppelwolle. It's a little bit interesting because I've heard the name Zauberball a lot in English podcast or in German podcast by English speaking persons. So they named it Zauberball, and I get where this pronunciation came from, but I don't get why German people call it Zauberball, because it's a German word and the right pronunciation is Zauber. But so this pattern is mosaic knitting, so you only have to knit with one strand at the time, and I made two different socks because the pattern calls for the first chart are these flowers where they are shifted together, and on the second one I only made the pattern all over the foot. So I think it's cute because this part could be the part out of the shoe, but I thought it's okay to get only one flower motif, or because I don't like that it's changing. So on video it looks very nice, but I think I might prefer this kind. I definitely can recommend the pattern. The pattern is nice, the socks are very nice, yeah, and then we can change to works in progress. Yes. And my first ones, and that's a project I've started today because, I don't know the English word for it, but a friend of mine moved and now next week is a party in his new house. So I thought I could make him some, I don't know if dish gloves is the right word, but these small ones where you can you water them and then you can clean up your kitchen space or something like this. And I made this one. This is okay, because of the light in the background I don't think you can, maybe this. It's a waffle stitch. It's a free pattern by Pearl Soho. And then I am making a second one at the moment. So this is a finished object too, but it's not blocked. I finished it today, and I'm now at the middle of the row, so I will talk about and knit the row to the end so I can show it to you. I have had a look at the Pearl Soho website. There are nice and very modern and free patterns for these kinds of houseware things, and they have also very nice vegan yarns or plant-based yarns. So yeah, but I said to myself I need to use up this little bits and bobs and one skein balls of cotton I have in my stash. So yeah, I think I would get some more neutral colors to pair with the colorful yarns if I would get new yarns. But I have some balls left and I think I could make some nice and matchy ones. And this one is another pattern. I will try to have my hand in. Yes, this one is made with the slip stitches, these dark blue lines. The dark blue is a bamboo and cotton blend by Sösrelgrene, and the other ones are the cotton fingering cotton yarn by the same brand. And yeah, I have different weights, so we see how far I would get. I think it would be nice to have 3 because it's a nice set, but yeah, it's okay, it's not that fun. I think because I'm not that excited for the finished project, and I am aiming for a drapey fabric for the dishcloth. So I am knitting a fingering weight yarn on a 4mm metal needle. So it's a little bit see-through, but way nicer than a stiff fabric. So I think that's the reason why I don't like to knit it, because it's not that nice of an, it's not matching. So I think I love to knit things where the yarn and the needle and everything matches. Yeah, but if I will get these ready, I will make a picture of all these and put it into the video. Yeah, okay. Then next work in progress is my next stripe overload. This is my second one, and I am making this for my sister. I gifted it to her last Christmas, I think. So she only had to decide which yarn she would like, but it was a long-term decision. And now I got a lot done, or maybe I could flip up the collar, sorry. And I am working at the body, so now is the boring part. Here is where I try to make jogless stripes. I like this method, but you definitely can see that there is something going on, but it looks neater than the method where you have to change the beginning of the round, or where you yeah, you know what I mean. I prefer this method. Yes, I am knitting size 5 or 6, forgot, and I'm using Rauma Vams, Norwegian spun yarn. I don't know where the wool is from, and that's 83 meters per 50 gram, so it's a worsted weight yarn. Yeah, maybe Erin? No, it's worsted, I think. Yeah, in this light blue and this dark brown. If you need more information, write a comment or have a look on my Revelry projects. Yeah, not much. Maybe one comment. I swatched for it and hit gauge with the same needle as I used for my striped overload. This one I made out of Cascade 220, but I think it will be a little bit bigger in the Rauma Vams. It's a thicker yarn and it's more rustic. It's interesting because my sister is more sensitive than I, but she has chosen this yarn. It's a thick sweater, so she always will wear something under it. But it's not typically for her. So it's very nice to use this yarn. It's the first time I'm using Rauma Vams, and I think it's very nice. So I think it's not that different to Let Lopi, and I love Let Lopi. Yeah, it has a little bit more structure because it's plied, and the Lopi isn't. It's not unspun, but you don't have these mentionable or not mentionable. You can see the twist of the yarn. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this video could be a shorter podcast episode. Maybe I'm a little bit hustling through, or on a, yeah, you know what I mean. Sorry, I think my words are not that best, or my English today. Yeah. But I have lots of weeps. Then I have my baby blanket, and I finished up my first white skein, so now I have to what's the word? You know, I have to start this one, and I have used 1.5 bowls of the brown, and I am using Rauma Finul, and it's interesting because this brown shade is the same than this, of the stripe overload here in the back. Yes. Yeah, I needed the needles, so I put it on a cord, and I think I will stick the first part because I twisted up while casting on. It's not a problem because it's a sticking project. It will be a blanket, but it's now a little bit not finicky, but it's everything is tingled up, and the skeins get tingling into the twist. So yeah, I will free the twist, and then I will start the new knitting in the round, and then I will stick the second part after it. Yes, but not that that much process on this project. There were lots of exciting new projects, so I think that's where my time went through. Oh, I forgot a finished object. Yes. I will film this section and then I will film a part where I talk about my last. Look how cute. Made by Jo. Talked in her last video about her addiction to baby knits at the moment, and I think I can feel it because it's so fun and so cute, and they are short projects, but you have to do different things, so yeah, it's very nice. So I think there's a lot of fun to make these cute things. This is a finished object too. I started it months ago. There was a knit along by the designer. The designer of this pattern, called Sharon. She's a German designer, and her handle is Kleinigkeitenliebe. And she has lots of designs with this. She calls it Wiesenblume or meadow flower. So it's not a complicated, or it's not her own stitch pattern, but she made it to hers. And she came out with the cardigan for adults and for kids. And I started, and I was at a Instagram chat, and I will be honest to you, this wasn't fun because the pattern isn't graded right, in my opinion. So the design is very nice, and I had some issues with the pattern writing style, and that's a preference. So I don't like the style she writes her pattern. So I think there are lots of people who likes to read this kind of patterns. So it's not her fault or something like this. But what I don't liked about it, or mainly liked about, hated about it, was that the measurements, there was no sense to the measurements. So she always recommended to hold it to your own child, and I think that's a nice opinion or option if you have this child. But the reason why I am paying for a pattern is that there was a person who did the work and the service for me for the right sizing and to get the finished object like it's picturing in the pictures or something like this, but not to do this at my own. So I have had a look at other children's projects I made and online, but because of the different constructions, so this is a raglan construction, there were some different centimeter online. So, and then I paused this project because I was demotivated and not that nice. I've knitted this at the same time as a friend of mine, and she made a 6-year-old size or something like this, and there were some things about the name of the sizing. So it is named not only 1, 2, 3, 4, it's named into months and years, and I think it's better to only name it to 1, 2 or ABC, because the children having the same size at the same age. So she knitted the 4-year-old size for a 7-year-old daughter, and she's normally grown up. or normally in her age size. So I thought, okay, I don't get it, why there is a big difference. It's not only a few months or something like this, it's 4 years to 7 years. But she used the German pattern, and she has all a kit, so she could try it on her and have had a look if it's the right length for the sleeves or something like this. So she hasn't had these issues like I or like me. So I think the main thing are the smaller sizes, so the baby ones. I made the smallest, so it's 6 to 9 month old. I don't know what these measurements are for. I haven't checked my gauge, it isn't blocked yet. And then I have knitted up, I will blend you in a picture, the pattern and bind off. And I had a feeling about the neckline is too small, and I don't know where the issue was, but it couldn't fit any children or any baby. So I ripped back and I made my own kind of neckline. There is only one short row in the ribbing, so not that much of a difference. I think it would be better to have a more upper neckline in the back, but it will be okay. So I love this jacket, it's so cute, but I have had my issues with the pattern. I think when you will buy the German one or use the German one, it's a lot easier because there aren't that many what's the word? Put it in. And it's way easier when you know how long you have to knit. So it's a bottom-up construction because of the stitch pattern. How long the sleeves will have to be I'm over this. I am so happy to have this done. I made this one out of a BC yarn. It's a cotton blend and I love the yarn. I never used it before. It's very thick but very soft, and yeah, a mixture of wool and cotton, and it does feel like this, and it's very nice. So yeah, we will see how it looks and feels after blocking. And I got these little wooden buttons. Yeah, there are some nice details. So with the ribbing, there is like a kind of very small flower. It's very cute. Yeah. Okay, so, but I think I can't recommend this pattern. So if you are good enough to do your own work, then you could figure out, but I'm not happy about the service I've paid for. Okay, so next into works in progress. And now I have some sock projects, or 2 projects. This week I have had a work trip, so some kind of workshop where I am learning. So lots of sitting and hearing, and that's perfect. And train time, so time at the train, to get to my to the workshop. And I started, because I needed something where I don't have to think about, another pressed flower sock. And these are scraps, so I only have this bit of the dark blue left. I don't know what I will do. I think I will make the heel, then switch to another color, maybe with a little bit of fading, and then the toe, and maybe I can make the same, not with this blue but with another yarn for the second one. So I think there should be enough of this contrast color. It's the same contrast, it's the Zauberball. And this one is also a Schoppelwolle sock yarn, and I think it's the Admiral 6 ply, so it's a sport weight sock yarn. So this sock is a little bit, I used the same stitch amount than in mine, but I think I would gift them, and yeah, they are a little bit, or they are very thick socks, so more than house socks or something like this, but very nice. It's a very nice fabric, and I love the contrast. It looks so beautiful. And I am doing a German short row heel. I prefer to work a heel flap and gusset, but it's not practically for an all-over color work sock. Yes, I am always getting the holes, but I am stitching them up in the end. I don't know what to do, but I don't mind because I can get back into it with a needle. Yeah. And then this one, I found the time to work my Prato socks. For those of you who are new on this channel, I bought this pattern maybe in March or in April, and I bought the yarn in March to knit up the socks as my April socks. So I am knitting 12 pairs in 1 year, 12 pairs of socks, and I have seen this beauty of yarn. No, it's older. The yarn is older than the pattern, and the beautiful pattern, and thought, okay, that's a perfect spring color, and like this floral or leafy motif. Yes. So it isn't blocked, so it doesn't look that beautiful, but it's not that easy to show you, but I will show it on the video when I have finished the second one. And now I'm working on the second sock, and I have to go back in this because I made it a little bit too short for my feet, and because there is no nylon in this sock yarn, it would be nice to have a little bit more room and not that much stretch on the toe. So I think yeah, I will rub out the toe and make maybe 5 rounds more. It's not that much, but a little bit more. Yeah, Prato socks are a pattern by In Her Skein. Her name is Marie Eve, I don't know where she's from, and it's a pattern where you work a lace motif in, at the cuff, then you have to work a lead wheel braid, and then you have lots of stockinette. The heel is a heel flap and gusset with a slip stitch heel, and I haven't alternated the slip stitches, so I think it's the suggested heel for the out of the pattern, and I think it matches this twisted rib section of the cuff better than a alternating slip stitch heel, because I love to make alternating slip stitch heels, because then you can get this kind of honeycomb pattern, and it's a little bouncy and a little bit thicker, yeah. I'm using Mondim. Oh, I've lost the ball then. By Retrosaria Rosa Pomar, and this is a very, very nice green heathered yarn, the color number and lot and all the informations are in my Ravelry project. Yeah, I've used a little bit from this skein before for my chupa socks and for my Isla shawl. Yes, very nice and very matchy to a dark red. Will definitely. So I think Marlene by Marlene Knits used the same colorway in a different weight yarn, so in the Vovo for her new project, and it also looks very nice in a whole cardigan. Yeah, we'll definitely use it again. And I love Mondim. I don't know, I haven't worn my Mondim socks very often, so we will see how they, what I talked about, but I think what I want to say is that we have to see how the socks will hold up in a nylon-free sock yarn. Yes. Okay. I will have a look at my basket near me, but I think these are all my works in progress. Yes. Then we came to knitting plans. I made the whole video about my autumn knitting plans, and because I have lots of whips at the moment, I think I need some time to finish them up. But this is the yarn, also Mondim, in a very nice rust colored way, and I will make some cable socks in it. We will see when I can start them. So I love mindless sock knitting, and this is the perfect. It's mindless but very colorful, very chocolate chippy, and it's a color work project, so it looks very stunning. And I think a cabling project could be a little bit more complicated. So we will see when I have time for it and the mood. And then I have this fiber here, and I got back on my spinning wheel last week, and it was very nice. So I am hoping to get a little bit more spinning done, because it would be very nice to knit up with my hand span again. So yeah, maybe I will make a pause to this white yarn and make something else to get... No, I will finish this spin first. It's a lot of fiber for a whole cardigan project, but I need to finish it. So yeah. And then I will participate in a knit along for a kids sweaters, fun kids sweaters, I don't know, by Cassie's Making Cassie. I forgot her Instagram handle. I will blend it into you. And I will make as everybody, a Holga sweater by Petite Knit. I only have the cardigan pattern, but I think I can change it myself, or will took any free pattern and make a stripe sweater. But I have some yarns left, and I have got some yarn, but I think I will make a scrappy project first, because I will use up my scraps or my one ball, half of a ball project. I have some Cascade 220, these balls, and then the colorways of my striped overload. I don't like all the 4 colors together, I think, but maybe 3 of them, or I will start with these and use some other yarns. It's thicker than the yarn for the Holga sweater, I think, but I will make a stripy project out of my a baby or kids sweater. Yeah, out of my leftover yarns. So I think these are the next 2 projects I will start or when I'm feeling into myself, and yeah, I have lots of inspirations and lots of ideas, but yeah. Okay, so now I will film the last section about my finished object, and we have a short episode but very nice, and I hope you started well into the autumn vibe or season, and we have some sun here, so it's very warm and golden. It's a golden autumn start. Yes. Okay. Bye.